Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the 6th and final stage, at least for now, of the giant transformation event. We're going to take a look at how to complete it, but most importantly I want you to understand that the strategy sucks. It works, but it sucks because ultimately it requires you to reset constantly. You have to have in your first turn the physical friend trio, AGL Golden Frieza, and TEQ Frieza. TEQ Frieza cannot be sealed, otherwise you cannot start the run. The second turn has to be INT Broly LR, TEQ Broly LR, and Strength Broly LR. And then finally, in the 7th turn, you have to have Caulifla floating. You can switch out the trio for Caulifla if you get lucky with the hits, but ideally that should be the case. In the first turn, you'll want to have TEQ Frieza, not sealed, users active, absolutely blow up, Bardock, and hopefully Fasha, the two first apes. Then, in the second turn, you should put TEQ Broly first slot, activate the INT Broly active skill, hope that TEQ Broly is sealed, or INT Broly is also fine, and then have Strength Broly do his thing. Big damage, you can have him focus the AGL ape or the physical ape. Again, very crucial. Then, when everything returns, you need to make sure that you have enough orbs for the physical trio, because if you don't, they're not going to dodge. You put Caulifla in the first slot, AGL Golden Frieza, survive the turn, and then you repeat, having Strength Broly hopefully finish everything off in turn 4. Because the missions are to use no items, because the missions are to beat it within 5 turns, because the missions require you to use a team of each extreme type, this was the only way I could see doing all of it at once without you having your own TEQ Golden Frieza. If you have your own TEQ Golden Frieza, great, easy peasy, super duper simple. If you don't have your own TEQ Golden Frieza, then a bit of a problem. It becomes dramatically more difficult. So really it comes down to RNG. Resetting your team is what I spent the majority of my time doing. Making sure I had the right rotations before I even entered, only to then have one of the units I needed sealed, was very frustrating. But it did end up working out more than fine. It's just getting those rotations set up and then getting the right luck that ultimately kind of derails you. If you have your own TEQ Golden Frieza, then it's easier because on each turn, as long as he's not sealed, he will basically guarantee eliminate another ape, and then you're only dealing with 2. The reason why we get rid of Bardock first is mainly because he has a huge amount of damage first turn, and he gets big attack with each turn received. And then we get rid of Fasha next because she has the second highest damage, but also does significant damage to you with rainbow orbs. So making sure that we have both of these things well covered is very, very important. After that, you can prioritize who you want, but I generally go the AGL ape Tora because he seals, and this can be very, very, very annoying, basically. So in terms of that, basically we have to function as is. Once you have everything kind of set up, you're pretty much good to go. The biggest thing is just getting that set up right and not having, especially in the first couple turns, TEQ Golden Frieza sealed and having Strength Broly sealed. Because if you don't have that damage, you won't make the 5-turn mission. You might win, but you won't make the 5-turn mission. And you basically have to get rid of Fasha pretty much either that first turn of Frieza, which requires you to get an additional super from him, which can be difficult, or that second turn straight away with Broly. Because once you do that, things are a lot easier. Firstly, the rest don't do as much damage right off the bat. They do eventually, but they don't right off the bat. And secondly, as well, what's super important is that Rainbow Orb effect of taking 100k damage each Rainbow Orb is dramatically difficult to deal with. So being able to handle that, control that, being able to finish things off in that way is very, very, very crucial. So that's that. Obviously there are other strategies. I mean, people will have different strategies. I'm sure there's plenty that work. This is just assuming you want to finish everything at once, which can be always something that's a little bit difficult, or hard to handle or difficult to kind of implement. But basically, what I would say, yeah, overall, this worked out eventually. Probably took me about an hour just of resetting, fiddling around, waiting till I had the right kind of rotations. And I had to tweak the team a bit as well. I was busy tweaking, should I bring this unit, should I bring that unit? I had a run that almost worked with Strength, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, but then he just wasn't really doing enough. Like, there was just a whole bunch of different scenarios that did work and didn't work. But yeah, this team, definitely probably the best one to roll with. You can tweak as needed.